Hey y'all. So what I want to talk about is why is it that women have to be so catty with each other? Like for real, ladies, what is up with it? Why do we have to be so ready to turn our nose up against one another? Why do we have to be funny with each other? And when I say funny, I mean trying to do sneaky underhanded stuff and then try to act like you didn't do that. It's like the person that threw rocks but tried to hide their hands. And then especially when the next woman calls them out about it, now they're being labeled as angry, crazy, or argumentative. Why do you do that? Like why do we do that as a whole? Like it makes me angry as a whole. Cause I'm a woman. I do not like doing stuff like that. I don't like bullying women. I don't like trying to make one person automatically feel less than. I don't walk into a room and try to make the other women feel like they're less than me. I don't try to make them feel like you're ugly or you don't have enough money or everything about you is just little or nothing. Why can't we love on one another? Like, and it's the smallest things. When I go places, I hold the door open. If I know someone is coming behind me or if I see someone coming and they're in a quick distance, I automatically hold the door open for them. One thing I have really noticed is that y'all females, a lot of women, every now and again, I'll get a woman that'll say thank you, you know. But a lot of y'all won't say nothing. Y'all will act like y'all are just God's precious gift and you don't have to be courteous to another woman. I've held the door open for couples. The man will always say thank you or I appreciate it. And the girl will just keep walking like I'm just supposed to hold the door open for them. You know what I had started doing? What I started doing when I noticed that the female ain't gonna say thank you, I just closed the door, let it hit her. Cause why do you feel like you're better than someone else? Why do women feel like it's okay for them to be so ugly to one another? Why do they have to automatically look down? Why do you automatically have to tear another woman down to get another man's attention? I mean, it's just different situations that I have seen. I remember, you know, how it's certain memories that's always going to be in the back of your mind. I remember when I was a little girl and I was sitting, me and my brother, we was at a church and we were sitting and I guess like the little area where they serve food and stuff like that, it was really big. We were kids. Like I wasn't even a teenager. I know I had to have been. I don't even think I was a preteen, but maybe somewhere up in there. And I remember sitting there, me and my brother. We didn't really know anybody at the church, and me and my brother are really antisocial. So we were sitting there, just I guess just waiting. I don't know what we were waiting on, but we were waiting. Because it wasn't the food. We really didn't eat at functions like that. But we, we went there and it was a whole lot of different people. And like where we were sitting at, it was a whole lot of other young people up in the area, right? So I remember it was a bunch of girls and it was also some boys over there. And girls always have a tendency to try to make themselves look better in front of the guys because they want the guys to women women have their women get their validation from men. A lot of us do. Not all of them, not all of us, but a lot of us feel a certain level of validation from a man, and I'll never understand it. Women, you have to realize your validation does not come from a man, sweetheart. It comes from you. Stop allowing the next person to bring you validation within yourself. So I remember sitting there and I just noticed how people was kind of sniggling and giggling. And I'm like, I didn't understand what was going on, but initially I'm just thinking because I was not really engaging, just because of the fact I'm a very antisocial person. I don't know these people, so I'm not gonna automatically engage. I'm with my brother, so me and him just together. So I just know you, and you know, if you've ever been in a situation like that, you know, like when people sneaking and giggling, you don't know these people. I mean, why would you engage? Because you don't know what's funny, you don't know what's going on. So eventually, I remember this girl had screamed and laughed, and then she kind of pointed like in my direction at my legs and started laughing. I was like, what is she looking at? So when I looked down, 'cause I'm thinking something on the floor, something that fell. When I looked down, and I think I had to have been like maybe 11, 12, maybe 10. I was real young. So maybe like 10 or 9, somewhere up in there. And I remember the girl had looked and she pointed over like in the area where I was sitting at, and they all just laughing. And when I looked down, it was me that they was laughing at, right? So my knees was a little ashy. It was showing from my stocking. I had took a bath. You know how you be ash after your bath, right? So I guess maybe I had missed my knees or something. I don't know. But I had on my legging. Well, I guess just the knee high stockings because it only went up to my knees and I had on a skirt. So when I was sitting down, a little bit of my knee was showing. And I was looking, I said, what is wrong with y'all? You know, like, and especially like, see, this is the difference between me and other women. And I know I also have like minded women. If I see something like that going on, whether it's a girl that bled, because I witnessed it, a girl bleeding because she on her cycle, and I witnessed other women laughing. Instead of laughing at her, pull her to the side. Hey, I don't want to catch you off guard enough, but I noticed, your knee was showing and it was a little ashy, or you bleeding and you on your cycle. I don't know if you know, but it's coming from the back. Anything. I noticed something was on your shoe. Just what is wrong with being polite and loving and caring towards one another? Because this is the thing. When you do something slick and then you get a reaction, then you want to look like somebody did something wrong to you. Now there's a whole unnecessary situation that could possibly get violent. That very much so could have been avoided. But because of the fact that there's gossiping, sneaking, giggling, laughing, cattiness, I don't understand why we have to be like that. I just don't get it. I don't know what it's gonna take for more women to become united together. I get so like I am such an advocate for my women. Of course, I'm an advocate for my black women. And I just can't understand what is it gonna take. And I know it might not change anytime soon because we got so many different things that's pushing women to do different changes in their lives to feel some type of importance, to feel some type of validation. Even when women are in management, right? And I know I'm gonna get some people, I might get some people upset with this, but I'm just gonna go on and say it. When you have certain women and certain managerial positions, not to say that I don't ever want women in management, because I pray to live to see a woman become president. I would love to see that. Because I really think we deserve it. It's about time here. We didn't have how many presidents and not one a woman? I know we've had some that ran for office, but and that's another thing, women, we gotta start being aware of what's going on in these polls. Because we actually do have a lot of women that be running for different offices. We need to be backing them up. We outnumber men. We need to be voting. Okay? But I'm getting off subject. That's gonna be another video later. But what was I talking about? Oh, y'all. What was I talking about? I was talking. This is wine, ain't it? Oh, I lost it, y'all. Mm. I forgot what I was talking about. But basically, oh, I remember. So I've noticed that I when I get certain women that's in a managerial position, especially as a woman customer. I know y'all do men like this too because I've seen it. But there is a way to present yourself and handle yourself, especially in a professional setting. And you don't have to. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure out the right words to say. You don't you don't have to overdo it to get your point across. You don't have to belittle or become catty with someone to get your point across. You just don't have to do that. There I promise you, we're gonna talk about customer service and how bad it has gotten from men and women, especially young people. Nowadays, I feel like good customer service has been so hard to find. It's ridiculous. And then with young people, it just amazes me. It amazes me the things that I see when I go places. But yet again, still, that's gonna be a conversation for another video. But I just don't get it. What is it going to take for us women to stop throwing unnecessary shade towards each other? What is it going to take for us to stop trying to belittle the next woman to get a man's attention? You don't have to be catty to get brownie points with a man, baby. If he wants you, he wants you. If he don't, he don't. If he notice you, he notice you. If he don't, he don't. And a lot of times, y'all be throwing each other under the bus for a man that ain't even worth what it is that you think that you gonna get out of him. You got family, cousins, sisters backstabbing each other over a man. You got friends backstabbing each other over a man. You got women fighting with each other because one feels like one is prettier than the other or has more things going over than the other. You have some women that'll just hate you because of who you are, for your light, for the light that you shine. You will have women that can't stand your guts. I remember when I was in grade school, I felt like I had experienced a lot of cattiness, a lot of fighting, bullying as well. And when I was seeing a counselor about this, I couldn't understand because it just really seemed like it started happening out of nowhere. And I couldn't understand, why is this happening? Why am I experiencing these type of situations? And so when the counselor broke it down to me, it made so much sense. And as I got older and I started going through different situations, like working jobs, and I worked with older women. When I was younger, I worked with older women, and they always just seem to have issues. You know, older women in the professional work setting, some of them can be, a lot of them that I've experienced can be some of the most backstabbing people that you can work with. They keep a drama. They talk about you behind your back. They'll play with you and be nice and eat your snacks and work with you and laugh with you. But as soon as you turn around, they talking about you like a dog. And this is how you know, because the same ones that talk about them other co-workers with you, they're going to be the same ones that talking about you to them other folks that they were talking about with you. And y'all know what I'm saying. Cause I have witnessed it multiple times. Them older women at your jobs are not to be trusted. They're not to be trusted, baby, at all. And I just don't know what it's gonna take. You know, sometimes it really upsets me, and it really does something to me because I be like, if y'all just knew how strong we were together, united. Why do we have to be so catty and ugly with each other? I never understand. I never will. I've never, and I pride myself on it. I've never been a type of girl to just go somewhere and just try my best to make other women feel less than me. No, I'm very loving. I always have been. And I just don't get, how can you not want to spread that energy? Some of y'all even be like that with y'all kids. I've seen women be so ugly with their kids, just especially their daughters. Y'all treat y'all son like gold. Treat him like gold. But when it come to your daughter, you barely want to spend time with her. You don't talk to her about stuff that you should talk to her about. You treat her like she's a problem. And then you wonder why girls go out here and they make the certain mistakes that they make, because they lack the love, the security, the care that they needed from their mother. Women, we got to do better. We got to do better. We have to love on one another. We have to be nicer to one another. Stop feeling like somebody owe you something. And I don't care how cute you are, baby. It's always somebody cuter than you. I don't care how much money you got. It's always somebody got more money than you. I don't care what type of position that you have. It's somebody that's always holding a better position or a career. Don't ever think you're better than the next person. And don't ever feel like that you don't need anybody, because we all need somebody. And truth be told, it's always good to have a team than to be solo. It really is. Can you be solo? Yeah, you can. A lot of us are. But I promise you, it's a beautiful thing when you got a team behind you. It always is. I find myself a lot of times stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I'm going to always stand up for my women. I love reading about women's rights, the different things that women have done over time to get us where we are today. In this country, we have a lot more freedom than other women in other countries, just because we fought our ass off to get it. And I'm just like, we did all that fighting, and then we still fight amongst each other. It's crazy. I just don't understand. I really don't. But I guess it's one of the things that I just got to keep praying about. All right, ladies, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I would love to hear some of y'all stories, because I know I'm not the only one that just have experience and is fed up with the cattiness of other women. All right, y'all. I see y'all in the next one.